The following is a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting Dowling Catholic sports on Iowa Catholic Radio.
And a very pleasant good evening, and welcome to high school boys basketball tonight here at the Dowling Catholic Gym. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo in the final regular season boys game. Dowling hosting Norwalk. For the first time ever, the two teams meeting in a varsity boys competition. And Jimmy Cataldo, welcome. Friday night, boys basketball. Game was supposed to be played last night. Weather in central Iowa for all those folks listening on the internet. And Arizona, California, you know, those all the good warm places. Yeah, we got 4 to 7 inches of snow, depending on who you ask and who had a shovel and who had a snow blow. But 4 to 7 inches. Some of it's melting today, beautiful day. But we got dug out, and we're here tonight. And what category did you fit in there, Mr. Cataldo?
Well, the way my body tilts today, the lower back, the legs, the arms, I would fall in the category of shoveling. You know, as my neighbors are driving around who owe me plenty with snow plows and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So they were driving around watching you do that, or did somebody assist you?
It's one of those where you get the tip of the cap as you get they drive by, and it's like, wow. But, you know, it's a beautiful day today, and I can't believe that we're at the final game of the regular season tonight. Season feels like it just flew by. But playing Norwalk for the first time, I don't think it's going to be the last. As you see a community like Norwalk growing the way they are. They've jumped up to a Class 4A in basketball, and they're still a little bit lower class in football, but I see that changing here in the near-term future.
Yeah, they're 4A in football, but Dowling being 5A. But, hey, it's good to see Norwalk, and, of course, head coach Aaron Peltzer. He was the assistant coach when I was covering Norwalk in their postseason runs with Coach Larson, who I think might be here tonight. He's not doing radio, so I'm not sure if he'll be here. But what a run Chris Larson had, 24 years as head coach, won state championship back in 2020 or 2020, and then stayed one more year, and now does their radio for I think most of their home games. But what a program Norwalk has. What a year. Last year they went 12-11 on a rebuild after their state title game, and then this year out to a 17-3 record, ranked 6th in Class 4A, and they're having a pretty good year, and Dowling gets to play them for the first time. Wait till next year when Dowling goes to their brand new gym in Norwalk. That should be exciting. But, Jimmy, here we are tonight, pretty good team, and a top-seeded team within their own sub-state.
Well, a lot of great things are happening out at Norwalk, and a lot of it has to give credit to a young man, Reddick Bourne, who's doing some really, really good things for Norwalk, playing as a junior this year. But his brother, Bowen Bourne, it's Bowen, right? I believe he's doing some fantastic things for UNI. So if you've watched any UNI basketball and seen what this young Bourne kid is doing for UNI basketball, well, you're seeing something very, very similar for Norwalk in Reddick Bourne.
Yeah, it's quite a night for the games in the Central Iowa, as this is the final regular season boys contest. A lot of these games, most of them, I think all of them, have been pushed back from yesterday until today. Let's mention those. Game that got started earlier this afternoon, Hoover at Urbandale in the Battle of Aurora Avenue. It was a 5:30 tip-off. These are all boys-only games. East is at Waukee Northwest. That was also a 5:30 start. Roosevelt is at 4th-ranked Valley. That's a 6 o'clock start. And then Marshalltown at Southeast Polk and Norwalk at Dowling are both 6:30 starts, as is Ankeny Centennial at Johnson. That is the last conference matchup. Those two teams waited till the final day of the regular season to play their final conference game. So Centennial at Johnson tonight, they'll tip off at 6:30. And the final game has Des Moines Lincoln at 2nd-ranked Waukee. That'll be a 7:45 tip-off. The only team not in action in the CIML is Ankeny, and they have the night off. And I'm sure Coach Carlson might be out scouting one of his future opponents. So that's a look at the games. The girls get underway tomorrow night. We'll be right here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, as Dowling hosting Sioux City West in the semifinals of the Class 5A girls. So we'll be here on the air tomorrow night at 6:45. I'll trade you in for Coach Babinet if you don't mind, but we'll have the girls' action, Jimmy, as postseason on the horizon. Regular season ends tonight.
It's one of those marathons that just all of a sudden just now became a sprint, and so the Maroons, we have not been on the radio over the last 3 games with the Maroons, but they've played some really hard fought games, and I still argue that they probably have the hardest schedule in Class 4A boys, playing Urbandale, Ames, and then, the other night at Lincoln.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Dowling, again, going back to last week, the Maroons losing to Urbandale last Friday night. That was our last game, 58-42 here at the Dowling Gym. Dowling went to Ames and lost in overtime at Ames 61-56 on Saturday afternoon, a game that you attended. And then last Tuesday night, the Maroons break their three-game losing streak. They defeat Des Moines Lincoln at the Roundhouse at Lincoln, 62-55. And then ended the season tonight against the Norwalk team, who, by the way, has won 13 in a row. Dowling girls have won 14 in a row. So we've seen these streaky teams in both the Dowling girls, but the Norwalk boys winning their last 13. But only a 3-point win for Norwalk Tuesday night, Jimmy, as they won at home against ADM of Adel. And that's kind of a rivalry game, even though they're not in the same conference. Those two teams play hard and against each other. And Coach Peltz was saying that was not our best effort Tuesday night at home, but they persevered.
Well, because the schedules have already been set up for this year. A lot of what Norwalk has done has been playing a 3A schedule. So they're playing the ADMs, the Dallas Center Grimes, Indianolas, these teams who Pella and places like that, Newton, and so their schedule to the 4A teams hasn't been as vast as Dowling's has. So you really don't know how good of a team Norwalk is until you see some of these comparable opponents. But they've worked their way into a number one seed in the sub-states, and so they're going to have a pretty good look at possibly making to Wells Fargo here later in the next couple weeks.
All right, we'll take a break here on our pregame show live from the Dowling Gym tonight. It's Dowling and Norwalk boys season finale, as we'll come back with our starting lineups. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, Jennifer Phelps is our studio producer, and we'll return to the Dowling Gym with more pregame and starting lineups coming up here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Monday through Friday at 3 p.m., it's Cresta in the Afternoon. Speaker and author Al Cresta looks at life through the lens of Scripture and the teaching of the Catholic Church, providing conversation about the things that matter most. Cresta in the Afternoon on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Deacon Dan Dombrowski from St. Francis of Assisi Church in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Dowling and Norwalk. First time these two teams have met in varsity basketball that we know of. And we'll start with the Norwalk Warriors. They come in with a record of 17-3. Head coach is Aaron Peltzer in his second year, 29 wins, 14 losses. They're ranked 6th in Class 4A. They come in averaging 61 points on offense, giving up just over 48 points on defense. And the Warriors will start this lineup at point guard. Reddick Bourne, a 6'3 junior, leads the team in points and assists. 17.5 points, 5 assists, and he also averages 6 rebounds and has made 31 made threes. He'll wear number 0. The other guard is Jack Brown. He'll wear number 1, a 5'10 senior, averaging 8.5 points, and he leads the team with 42 made threes. And again, Jack Brown wearing number 1 for Norwalk. And the third guard is Cameron Thomas, 6'1 sophomore, averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds. And he'll wear number 3. At one forward for the Warriors, Braden Carlson, a 6'4 senior, averaging 15 points, 7.5 rebounds. Team leader, shooting 58% from the field, and he'll wear number 2 for Carlson. And the other forward is Aiden Harder, a 6'3 junior, averaging 10.5 points. Leads the team with 38 steals and 8 blocks. Harder will wear number 32. So it'll be Bourne, Brown, and Thomas at 3 guards, with Carlson and Harder at the forwards. Off the bench for Norwalk, Grady Sechrist will be the first guard off the bench, 6' sophomore, and Ian Fisher will be the 6'4 senior post player, first off the bench, and maybe Austin Mills will get in there. Coach Peltzer assisted by Eric Fisher, Jordan Smith, Will Strong is the JV coach, and Colin Kramer is the freshman coach, and Joe Sechrist, the former coach at West Des Moines Valley Girls, won a couple state titles there. He is the volunteer boys coach at Norwalk. And now for the home team of the scoreboard, Dowling Catholic Maroons, the head coach Clay Thilking in his second year, 18 wins, 26 losses. The Maroons will start this lineup. Davis Check at one guard, 5'11 senior, averaging 8.5 points. We're number 3. The other guard's Joey Coppola, averaging 11 points. He is a 5'11 junior. He'll wear number 4. One forward, Colin Clark gets to start tonight in place of Drew Morrow. Clark averaging 2 points, 2 rebounds. Will wear number 11. The other forward, Ryan Kleppe, averaging 6 points, 4 rebounds. Kleppe, a 6'3 junior. And the other forward, Riddick Metten, 6'4 junior, averaging 6 points and 4.5 rebounds. So that's the starters for Dowling. Maroons come in with a record of 9-11, averaging 52.5 points and 60 defensive rebounds. Jimmy, any final comments before we go to our break?
I think when you look at the Maroons, you got to find Reddick Bourne. I think that's a guy who stirs the drink for Norwalk. And then you don't have Drew Morrow playing. You got to find scores, and who's going to step up and be scores. Joey Capola done a great job at that. But those are the two top things that I see that Dowling must do tonight.
All right, Jimmy, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the tip-off. But first, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and our pregame prayer with Father Reed Flood, the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. We'll be back with tip-off Norwalk and Dowling here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
And welcome back to the Dowling Catholic High School Gym. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, as we get set for Dowling and Norwalk tonight. Boys non-conference action. I want to thank the folks from Norwalk for helping with our broadcast, including their head coach, Aaron Peltzer, and the athletic director, Josh Toby, and Katie Flatness back in the activities office. We appreciate their assistance. And Jimmy, what are some of the keys? I know you touched on right before we got started. What are some of the keys you see for both teams tonight? Start with Dowling.
One of the things I think if you're Dowling, you're looking at, getting into the state, into the sub-states, and you want to be playing your best basketball at this point. So find out where you can be most consistent. Their defense has been really good as late. Got to find some scores. But you're Norwalk, everything's going to work through Reddick Bourne. Carlson is a nice player, so finding a lot of score out of those two players for Norwalk. And see how they do against
It's Reddick Bourne, Jack Brown, Braden Carlson, Cameron Thomas, and Aiden Harder, the 5 on the floor for Norwalk. Long three by Harder is no good to start the game as Norwalk won the tip, but missed their first shot. Rebound Dowling. They had it stolen away, but then stolen right back by the Maroons. So Dowling in their offensive end. Maroons go right to left. We're in their home white uniforms, maroon numbers and letters. Norwalk in their dark uniforms, dark road uniforms tonight. And not the largest crowd we see it all year, not the lightest, but a small crowd. Everybody at Wells Fargo for state wrestling. That's going on. We'll try to keep you updated. Dowling had 7 wrestlers there. Norwalk had a few. And now Dowling turns the ball over on their first possession here, Jimmy.
Well, you've seen this out of Dowling over the last few games is just having empty possessions, and the Maroons are right now 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Something to keep an eye out. If you're the Maroons, you want to limit those turnovers, especially as you start getting into some really good teams like Norwalk.
Warriors underneath, and a shot up and no good. Rebound Reddick Bourne, now stolen away by Dowling. Here's Kleppe in the lane. He has the ball poked away from behind by Cameron Thomas. Ball comes out to Norwalk and Jack Brown. Dowling stays man-to-man. Norwalk running their motion offense. Now dribbling baseline, and that is Braden Carlson, and he draws the charging foul. So Carlson with the first foul, and a good defensive possession on the pass that time by Carlson, picked up by Dowling.
Both teams are playing very, very tight up-tempo defense, and the Maroons doing a great job, switching off guys, and Riddick Metten taking a nice charge there. But right now, 3 possessions for each team, 3 turnovers for each team, just not getting much out of their offensive sets.
All right, Dowling underneath, a shot up and no good by Scheck. Davis with his own rebound. Now the ball slapped around and picked up by Metten. Dowling will get a brand new shot clock. Here's Scheck dribbling baseline, can't get off the shot. Good defense that time by Brown underneath. And a shot up and no good. They'll wipe it out traveling on Dowling. So empty possessions for both teams. No score, 6:12 to go first quarter. And you look at the two teams' conferences. Norwalk out of Little Hawkeye, they have 2 teams that are in the top 10 and got number 1 seeds. Indianola and Norwalk. Indianola ranked 5th, Norwalk ranked 6th. Out of the CIML, 4 teams, Waukee Northwest, along with Ankeny Centennial and Valley, all with number 1 seeds in the sub-states. So there's 6 out of the 8 sub-states, sub-states, Jimmy, that have Central Iowa presence.
Well, we've seen some really good teams throughout this year in Central Iowa, and it's reflected in the postseason. So it's going to be a fun run to see how these teams shape out and who makes it to the Wells Fargo, and then who really competes for that ultimate goal is winning a state championship.
Now at the end of the shot clock, Bourne puts up a shot, and his shot missed everything, no good, and it was tipped out of bounds by one of his teammates. To be Dowling basketball. Empty possessions again for Norwalk, and now Dowling with the ball here.
Norwalk's playing man-to-man. Reddick Bourne is on Capola, who's been the hottest shooter for the Maroons over the last few games.
Now underneath, Capola with the basketball, and he dribbled a couple times in the lane, tried to pass it, and threw it away.
Turnover number 5, and it's incredible when you think that how the Maroons play and how you have to limit those mistakes. The Maroons are an under 500 team, and if you limit some of these mistakes, get good shots, as we've seen, a lot of success has come with the Maroons inside the paint, especially when they can limit their turnovers.
All right, Warriors with the basketball. They go left to right towards the north basket here. Dowling in the lane. Pull-up jumper by Harder is good. The first basket of the game. Mark it down at the 5-minute mark. And it's Norwalk leading 2-0. Harder gets inside, the 6'3" junior for the Warriors. All right, here's Dowling with it. And the Maroons have it to Metten. Back outside to Scheck. Davis down the lane. Leaves in the corner for Capola for 3. It's off the back iron. No good. Rebound Norwalk and Aiden Harder. Warriors running, and they get the ball down court. And Reddick Bourne tried to make a nice pass to his teammate that time, Braden Carlson, but tipped out of bounds by Dowling, and it'll be Norwalk basketball.
You look at Joey Capola's shot, 3-point shot, just this last possession, and it's one of those few times where you're wide open and you get a lot of time to think about it. And Joey had a lot of time to think about that, and that's more of a difficult shot for him.
All right, the Warriors get loose underneath on the inbounds play, and Carlson shoots and scores. So Braden Carlson now with 2 points and 1 foul. 4-0 Warriors here in the first quarter over Dowling in this boys contest. Non-conference game. Norwalk out of the Little Hawkeye Conference. And Dowling out of the CIML. Now on the baseline, a shot by Capola, no good. Ball slapped out of bounds. They say it went off of Metten. It'll be Norwalk basketball.
Good take by Joey, taking hard to the baseline. Just didn't get the roll around the rim. But to see once these teams start settling in, you start seeing where Norwalk's offense is coming from, and you haven't seen Bourne take any shots as of yet. Carlson looks like a good-sized kid down the middle.
Now here's a shot blocked by Scheck. Underneath, reverse layup by Carlson's no good, and a whistle and a foul underneath. And that size is starting to take effect against Dowling. Harder and Carlson, both 6'4", and they match up. They have a little bit of advantage with Dowling's post players. Right now it's Metten and Kleppe along with Colin Clark, who got the start tonight for Dowling. Free throw good by Cameron Thomas, who was fouled. Thomas, a 61% free throw shooter, averages 4 points, 3 rebounds for the Warriors. Hits the first free throw. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. Second free throw good by Thomas. And the Warriors out to a 6-0 lead over Dowling Catholic with 3:45 to go. First quarter from the Dowling gym. Here's Clark with it. Colin dribbles baseline, kicks it back out to Metten. Now to Scheck. Now Scheck's pass stolen away by Norwalk and Braden Carlson. The Warriors come down. Here's Harder on the baseline. A shot up and good by Cameron Thomas. Timeout Dowling. Thomas with his 4th point. And Norwalk out to an 8-0 lead here, Jimmy. We'll keep it here with a 30-second timeout called by Clay Field King and the Dowling boys.
I don't think the Maroons are doing a great job really getting into their offensive sets. I think, that's what Drew Morrow really brought to the Dowling offense is that guy who could hit a very contested shot, hit an outside three, take the ball to the basket. You don't have him tonight. And I think the Maroons look a little bit lost on offense on who's going to take control or who's going to create their own shots. But I've always said all 5 guys have to have opportunities to take shots. And right now it looks like more kids are looking for other kids to step up when it's on your shoulder to create shots yourselves as they need everybody to take control in the offensive sets.
And for our listeners who may have joined us late, Drew Morrow out with an ankle injury. He suffered that Monday before they played Des Moines Lincoln on Tuesday. So he did not play in the Lincoln game. And tonight he is dressed and took some shooting, but he is not expected to play. And now here is Capola for 3 in the baseline. No good. Gets his own rebound. Gets it underneath to Metten. Kicks it back out as the Maroons now with a different lineup in there. And a long 3, no good by Davis Sheck. Rebound Norwalk. And a loose ball foul called on the Warriors. It'll be Dowling basketball. Maroons had several looks up there, and Jack Brown will be whistled for his first foul, second team foul on Norwalk here, Jimmy.
Something that we've seen a lot out of the Maroons is them settling for the 3-point shot, which oftentimes they get an open look because guys are allowing them to shoot those balls. But the Maroons have struggled to get the ball in the basket, and I think just taking the ball to the basket, being more aggressive, playing downhill, has been more successful for the Maroons this year.
Jack Odie in the Dowling lineup, 6'3 junior, averaging just over 2 points and under 2 rebounds. And Dante Cataldo in the Dowling lineup, 6'1 junior, averaging 3 points. Cataldo underneath, or rather Sheck underneath. His shot no good. Rebound out to Norwalk. And now a 3-pointer in transition, no good by Grady Sechrist, who's in there for the Warriors. And we got a loose ball foul on Norwalk. This will be on Aiden Harder, his first. So that's the 3rd team foul on Norwalk, Dowling with 1.
Good job by Jack Odie possessing the possession and getting position on his defender and really forcing the over the back call.
All right, here's Odie with the basketball, Dowling with it. And now a long 3 by Clark off the back iron, no good. Cold shooting for Dowling here in this first quarter. We'll have our quarter stats and halftime stats here tonight. Now Norwalk the other way. They work it around the perimeter. Here's Sechrist with it. Grady now dribbles to his left. 6-foot sophomore. His dad, Joe, was the head girls coach at Valley. Comes off the bench for Coach Peltzer and the Norwalk Warriors. All right, 10 on the shot clock, and guess who gets it? Reddick Bourne, who has been held scoreless thus far, guarded by Clark. Bourne, pull-up jumper, right elbow, up, and rolls off the rim, no good. Ball slapped off of Odie into the hands of Davis Sheck. Dowling with the ball with 1:40 to play. 8-0. Norwalk over Dowling Catholic here in this first quarter. Here's Cataldo with it. Looks underneath, and it's tried to get the pass to Capola, and it's stolen away by Norwalk and Jack Brown. And here's Carlson on the baseline. His shot up and good right over Odie.
Yeah,
Brady Carlson with his 4th point.
He got it deep into the block, and pretty easy move on Jack to get position. And
now Maroons a near steal by Norwalk, get it back. Here's Clark with it down the lane. He shot up and blocked, but a foul called on Norwalk, and that'll be on which a whistle of foul on Grady Sechrist, his first foul. Our officials tonight: William Dotson, Brian Connor, and Chris Lynch, the 3 officials that are out there tonight. Clark will get 2 free throws. Dowling will have subs after the first one. First free throw is no good. Collin, a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Davis Sheck will check out of the Dowling lineup. And Nick Frericks checks in. Nick got some playing time against Des Moines Lincoln in the absence of Drew Morrow. He'll do that again tonight. Frericks is 6'5" junior. Second free throw, no good. And the rebound, Norwalk. Warriors lead by 10, 10-0. Now here is Reddick Bourne all the way down, and he shoots and scores. Bourne with his first 2 points. It's 12-0 Warriors over Dowling.
Probably the worst start you could think of if you're the Maroons.
Absolutely.
Trying to find a guy who's going to stick the ball in the basket.
45 seconds ago, and it's been tremendous defense by Norwalk. A backdoor play, and nice pass that time by Joey Coppola to Jack Odie, who scores for the Maroons, and it's 12-2 Norwalk.
Good backdoor cut by Odie on that, and good look by Joey Coppola. And again, attacking the basket has been successful, at least in this short period of game.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and we've got a whistle and we have a hand check called on Dowling. This will be on Colin Clark, his first. Team second foul. Norwalk with 4 team fouls. We have 9 seconds remaining. You got to look for Reddick Bourne, number 0. 3-year starter. Gets the pass. He works underneath. Stolen away by Odie. 2 seconds remaining. Odie at half court. He'll let it go, and it won't count as he had the ball when the clock and the horn went off. So we've come to the end of the first quarter here at the Dowling Gym with the score. Norwalk 12, Dowling 2 in the first ever meeting between the two schools. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo back after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
At noon, Monday through Friday, the doctor is in. Dr. Ray Garendi helps you with personal problems and professional questions. You'll love his fun approach and practical advice. The doctor is in on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Julie White from Christ the King Parish in Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hey, we're back here at the Dowling Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as we're underway here in the second quarter. Norwalk leads at 12-2. Dowling with the basketball to start the second quarter. And now a long three, no good by Coppola. Offensive rebound, Riddick Metten. And he has the ball stolen away from him. Good hustle that time inside. Ian Fisher comes in and battles Metten and forces the turnover. It'll be Dowling back to man-to-man defense. And we'll set the lineups. It's Ryan Kleppe, Joey Coppola, Riddick Metten now with the steal. Dante Cataldo and Nick Frericks, the 5 and the 4 for Dowling. And now the Maroons go all the way down, and they commit another turnover. Jimmy?
It's exactly what the Maroons cannot afford to do is these turnovers. They had 7 turnovers in the first quarter, 4 rebounds. The Maroons went 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 4 from the field. For Norwalk, they go 5 of 9 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, had 5 total rebounds and 4 turnovers, but the Maroons are sitting at 9 total turnovers for this game, just cannot get up good shots because they're coming up empty possessions.
All right, Norwalk with the basketball. Aiden Harder remains in the ball game. He gets inside. Now he's double teamed, and a whistle and reach-in foul called on Coppola, and that'll be Joey's second, and that'll get Davis Scheck off the bench. Scheck did not get the start in the second quarter. He'll replace Coppola. For Dowling, it'll be Cataldo, Frericks, Scheck, the 3 guards, with Ryan Kleppe and Riddick Metten. Now a long three. It's no good by Bourne. He gets the ball back, goes down the lane, layup good. Riddick Bourne, offensive rebound for Norwalk. They found Bourne, and he went right down the lane and scored.
A nice setup play out of bounds. Double picking on Dante. Bourne misses it, but follows his shot and gets the and one.
Here's Cataldo with it, left elbow. Gets it to Metten, right elbow. Riddick a couple dribbles, goes baseline, is cut off, puts up the shot up and short. Rebound Dowling, and Davis Scheck, he loses it. And it's picked up by Norwalk in the right corner. Now here's Brown underneath. And the turnaround shot in the lane, good by Braden Carlson. Nice job by Jack Brown. He found Carlson for the score. He has 6 points. Dowling the other way, and bodies hit the floor, and the shot up, and no good. an injured Dowling player out there. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor as Davis Scheck hit the, and he's going to be called for the charge. Good job by Norwalk getting back, and Davis came down kind of on his jaw and face.
Well, Davis is a guy who saw the open lane and took it really hard. He's so athletic, gets high on his layups. But good job by Norwalk setting in and taking the charge. But Davis takes a hard fall. Looks like it's his shoulder that he landed on, left shoulder. As that's what he's favoring on the bench.
Yes, he is, right in front of us. Andrew Nyanji in there for Dowling, 6'5" senior, wearing number 20, and now a steal by the Maroons. Here's Kleppe with the steal. Down the lane, layup is blocked, and the ball is tipped out of bounds, and it went off of Dowling. Nyanji went up, and he had the shot blocked off the backboard. Great move that time by the Warriors, Jimmy.
Well, strong move on the steal. It just didn't quite finish and didn't work his body.
Now the Warriors have it. This is Braden Carlson in the lane against Nyanji. Won't shoot it. Gets it out in the corner. Now on the baseline, and we got a whistle on a violation on Norwalk as he stepped on the baseline. It was Cameron Thomas trying to dribble baseline against your son there, and Dante forced him out of bounds.
You always say that you use the boundary as a second defender, and Dante does a nice job forcing Thomas along the baseline and forced him out of bounds.
And now Dowling trailing by 14, 16-2, but now it's 16-4 as a basket in the corner, up and good by Andrew Nyanji. That's his first basket of the night, only Dowling's second field goal, as the Warriors, who have led by 14, now have the basketball with 5:15 to go, second quarter, in this boys non-conference game, first ever meeting. And now Bourne nearly has the ball stolen away from him by Kleppe, and now Cataldo get it on the baseline. This is Carlson underneath. His shot partially blocked. And rebound Dowling. Nyanji, a good job of helping out.
It looks like the Maroons are starting to settle in more on their defense. Finding some good bad shots by the.
There's Cataldo in the lane. His shot up no good. Rolls over the rim and rebound out to Norwalk. Dowling has Coppola on the bench with 2 fouls. Underneath, it's Bourne with it. His shot no good. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling as Clark was defending him. And the foul's going to be on Kleppe. So Ryan will pick up his first foul. The basket will count by Reddick Bourne, his 6th point.
Kleppe does a nice job defensively on Bourne. You don't force a bad shot. It's just nobody's there to get the rebound. And Maroons get lucky there as Bourne misses the free throw.
Free throw no good. Norwalk 2 of 3 at the free throw line tonight. Dowling 0 for 2. Here's Frericks with the basketball. Left side, the pass goes to Clark. Now to Nyanji, left elbow. Here's Kleppe with it. Left wing, three-pointer by the lefty, up and good. Nice job by Ryan Kleppe, his first 3 of the night.
Kleppe's really come into his own throughout the season. You've seen a lot of growth out of Ryan Kleppe, just a junior. Starting the season was really raw, really didn't have confidence in his game, but he has certainly come on strong late in the season with his rebounding and then his ability to score the basket.
All right, Norwalk with the long 3 in the corner. It's no good. Rebound Dowling. Frericks, outlet pass goes to Kleppe. Ryan will try another 3. It's up off the back iron, no good. Frericks with the weak side rebound. Gets it over to Cataldo. Fakes the 3. Now cut off by Bourne. Gets it out to Clark. Now to Nyanji, left elbow. Nyanji working against Carlson. Leaves it for Kleppe. Ryan in the baseline. His shot up. Leaves it short. And a rebound cleared out of there by Braden Carlson. Bourne with it. All the way down court. His shot up and good. Strong move by Reddick Bourne. He now has 8 points. And it's 20-7. Norwalk with the lead.
Bourne goes hard to the basket, cuts across the lane, and really didn't have anybody there to stop him.
Kleppe for 3 on the corner. It's no good. Ball slapped around, and Carlson with the rebound. Warriors now with their fast break. They get it down court, and a shot up and no good by Cameron Thomas. The shot was blocked by Kleppe, and he'll pick up the foul. And on Ryan, that'll be his second. So Kleppe and Coppola, 2 fouls each with 3:10 to go in the first half. 20-7, Norwalk by 13. And the first free throw no good by the Warriors. They made their first 2 and have missed their last 3.
Good quality minutes out of Frericks in his run. He's coming out. Coppola comes in for him, but good quality minutes by Frericks.
And Scheck back in the lineup. Second free throw good by Thomas. Cameron Thomas now with 5 points. And it's 21-7. Norwalk. Here's Kleppe with it. Or check that. Here's Davis Scheck with it. Davis down the left wing. Can't get a shot off. Kicks back out to Clark in the corner to Kleppe. Kleppe on the baseline. Double team. Gets to Clark. Now to Niangi. Andrew backs his way in. His shot off the left hand is up. No good. And he drew the foul. And he'll go to the free throw line. Foul will be on Norwalk's Cameron Thomas, his first.
So the Maroons on that possession, they had 2 or 3 looks at a three-point shot. Normally they've been taking them. This time they had more purpose getting the ball down low. Found Niangi, and Niangi doing a great job using his body, getting open for a layup and drawing the foul and converts the first free throw.
Andrew hits the first. He is a 82% free throw shooter on the year. So he's one of the guys you want to see on the line when he's in. Second one up, good. So Niangi now with 4 points off the bench for Dowling. It's 21-9 Norwalk. 2:45 to go, second quarter. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo here at the Dowling Gym. Final regular season game for the boys. And it's a non-conference game. Norwalk out of the Little Hawkeye Conference and Dowling out of the CIML. Underneath Carlson, his shot up, blocked by Niangi, as Cam Thomas had his shot blocked by Niangi. Rebound Dowling and Scheck. Here's Capola. He'll launch the three. It's no good. Fight for the rebound, and we've got a whistle and a loose ball foul called on Braden Carlson. And on Carlson, that'll be his second foul, and that'll get Ian Fisher off the bench for the Warriors.
Fisher's a nice big body. You've seen him play baseball a little bit, pitches, but good size kid. He's going to be tough to keep off the boards.
Now reaching foul on Norwalk. They get Fisher for the foul. That's his first. Fisher going to play baseball at Johnson County Community College down in Kansas. 7-1 as a pitcher this past summer. 1.05 ERA. How'd you like to face that up there?
Good, strong. I believe he's a left-handed pitcher, but saw him pitch a couple times over the summer.
Pitched 60 innings, 90 strikeouts. Do you have any kind of velocity like that? Well, if your mom was keeping the book, you did. I'm sorry. Free throw by Niangi, good, as he was the benefit of the foul by Fisher.
Well, in that possession, the Maroons had a lot of purpose working the ball down low, and that's 2 straight possessions as they're trying to get the ball isolated down to Niangi on the baseline. And so far, he's drawn 2 fouls and converted all 4 free throws on his attempts.
Niangi now 4 for 4 as he makes both free throws. 4 for 4 at the line. He leads Dowling with 6 points. Kleppe with 3. Odie has 2. Everybody else is held scoreless. Colin Clark 0 for 2 at the free throw line. 21-11. Norwalk by 10. And here's Bourne with it on the baseline where he likes to post up. He'll post up Clark. Fall-away jumper in and out, no good. Niangi with the rebound. Outlet pass goes to Kleppe. Minute 45 to go in the half. Dowling trails by 10. Maroons on the offensive end. Here's Scheck with it. Bobs it into Niangi, right elbow. Looking for a cutter, can't find one. Now gets it back out to Kleppe. Kleppe double team, gets it back to Niangi underneath to Clark. Kicks it back out to Niangi for 3. Up good! Andrew Niangi. It must be his night. He lit it up once this year for over 20 points. He's got 2 field goals, so he's got 9 points here in the first half, and it's 21-14. Norwalk by 7.
It's a big hit by Andrew, who has been a little quiet in the last few games. Struggling to find some minutes, but he's definitely taking advantage of these opportunities.
Now Jack Brown just inside the free throw line. His shot no good. Rebound Dowling. Minute to play, and Norwalk by 7. Here's Niangi underneath, faces up, has the ball stripped away, but stolen back by Dowling. Here's Clark dribbling baseline. Can't find anybody open. Now they swing it around. Scheck for 3. Up good! Davis Scheck with his first 3 of the night, his 28th of the year. And with 40 seconds to play, Dowling has cut a 14-point deficit down to 4.
Great look by Kleppe. One more pass. You always say find that one more pass. Finds Davis Scheck on the wing, and Davis knocks it down.
Well, Metten is the only starter on the bench right now, as Dowling with its starters in there, as Niangi has taken his place, and a timeout called by head coach Aaron Peltzer of Norwalk with 17 seconds to play, 11 seconds left in the shot clock. Dowling trailing by 4, Norwalk possession. And Jimmy, what a comeback by the Maroons. All of a sudden they forced Norwalk into some cold shooting that Dowling started out with. And, the Maroons were down, 10-0 at one point, and they've cut it to 4.
Well, they've limited the multiple possessions as the Maroons have done a great job blocking out on the first attempts out of Norwalk, getting the rebounds, but then working the ball around for open shots, working the ball down. Niangi having a big second quarter, converting down low, but a big shot by Davis Sheck to cut the lead to 4.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Reminder, we'll be on the air tomorrow night, 6:45, with our pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off. The Dowling girls in their first postseason game, the regional semifinal, Dowling hosting Sioux City West. Scott Babinett will join me for the broadcast tomorrow night, Saturday night, here at the Dowling Gym.
Maroons dropped into a zone for the last 17 seconds. I didn't think Norwalk was expecting that.
Yep, the 3-2 zone, and now they get it in the mid-post. A shot up and good by Carlson like they knew it was coming. Braden Carlson with 8 points. Here's Sheck. He'll launch it with 1 second up, and it's no good. And we go to halftime with Norwalk leading Dowling Catholic by the score of 23-17 here at the Dowling Gym. The Maroons put up 15 points in that second quarter, and they outscore Norwalk 15-11 after being behind 12-2 at the end of the first quarter. So the Maroons make the comeback. Cold shooting, not a good start, but hey, you're doing it without your leading scorer, Drew Marr, and the Maroons, what a respectable end of the first half, Jimmy. They executed well.
Well, they seemed a little bit lost, as you mentioned. Seemed a little bit lost to really get into their offensive flow. But as they got their feet under them and started to work the ball around and not force bad shots, early shots, the Maroons have done a great job of really capitalizing on what Norwalk is giving them, which is Niangi down low is doing a great job getting position, as was Riddick. But then the Maroons working later in the possession to find good shots. Davis Sheck hitting the big 3-point shot in one of the last possessions here in the first half.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break and come back here at halftime. Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer. Halftime score from the Dowling Gym tonight in the boys' non-conference game. It's Norwalk 23, Dowling Catholic 17. Mark Hemedale alongside Jimmy Cataldo will return after this 2-minute break at halftime here at the Dowling Gym on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is a Young Catholic Minute.
So, why has the Catholic Church done so many bad things?
If your math teacher illustrated that 2 + 2 is 4 by forcing each student to drink 4 gallons of milk, it doesn't mean that the math is wrong when you throw up. Was the teacher abusing his authority and wounding with the truth instead of healing? Probably, but what he taught was still true and still good. So the church offers and teaches only what is true and good, even if the sinners within the church don't live it out. And coming to that, even if we haven't thrown the whole church into scandal, we are all still sinners. So maybe the more appropriate question is, how is the Catholic Church still good when I've done so many bad things? Since we're all one body in Christ, our sin affects everyone and can even lead others to sin. Lucky for us, Christ came to save us from our sin and gave us the church to do it. So let's stop sinning and be the church to others. For more Young Catholic Minutes, go to youngcatholicminute.com.
Thursdays at 9 a.m., it's Catholic Women Now with Julie Nelson and Chris Magruder on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app, connecting listeners with Christ.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides tuition assistance for families to send their kids to our Catholic schools and 65% Iowa tax credits for you. Give to ctoiowa.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalwear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalwear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Dr. Stephanie Mohan from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, halftime of this boys non-conference game. And it's Norwalk, ranked 6th in Class 4A, leading Dowling Catholic 23-17 here at the Dowling Gym. Of course, both teams will go their separate ways. Norwalk gets the first round bye, and they play a week from tonight in their sub-state field as the Warriors will host the winner of let's see, a game that is on Monday. Sioux City North at Sioux City West. That winner will travel to Norwalk next Friday. Dowling Catholic will be in action on Friday night. They'll face Fort Dodge here at the Dowling Gym. The Maroons, if they're successful against Fort Dodge Monday, Maroons travel to Cedar Falls on Friday, a week from tonight. So keep those travel plans handy, right, Mr. Cataldo. We may be making a trip north. And had a successful trip there several years ago with the Dowling girls. They knocked off Cedar Falls in a regional final. They were sent up there, so it can be done. But halftime here, Norwalk leading 23-17. I think it was 10-0 at one point.
12. It was 12-0.
Was it 12-0? And then all of a sudden, the Maroons started making a comeback. And let's take a look at the scoring. You got some of the halftime statistics over there, but we'll start with Norwalk. They're led at halftime by Reddick Bourne and Braden Carlson, 8 points each, followed by Cameron Thomas with 5 points, and Aiden Harder off the bench with 2 points. Not scoring in the first half was Jack Brown, one of the starters for Norwalk. Grady Sechrist saw action, so did Ian Fisher, and they did not score. The Warriors, 3 of 5 at the free throw line. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons are led by Andrew Nyanji off the bench with 9 points tonight. And following him was Ryan Kleppe and Davis Sheck with 3 points each. Jack Odie with 2 points. Colin Clark, another starter for Dowling tonight in place of Drew Marr, did not score. Joey Coppola did not score for the Maroons, another starter, as the Maroons played 9 players in the first half. Nick Frericks, Andrew Nyanji, Jack Odie, and Dante Cataldo all coming off the bench. The Warriors going with 2 players off the bench, Grady Sechrist and Ian Fisher. Neither scored, but Dowling 9 players in rotation. Norwalk with 7 in the first half they used. And Jimmy, what do you have for the other numbers?
So you look at Dowling's shooting percentages from the field. They went 2 for 8 from the field, 25%. Came up with 3 out of 13 from threes, 23%. 12 total rebounds and a eye-opening 11 turnovers in the first half for the Maroons. For the Norwalk Warriors, 10 of 18 from the field, 55%. Went 0 for 3 from 3, 11 total rebounds, and 7 turnovers. And you mentioned leading scorers with Bourne and Carlson. They're top scorers as a team, both going 8 points apiece. But Maroons having a lot of success with Nyangi coming off the bench with 9. Coppola going scoreless. I think they're doing a great job defending Coppola going scoreless. But Coppola averaging 11 points on the year. It would be nice to see him try to break out and get some set plays for him to hopefully open up some good looks for Joey.
Now, Joey got some good looks at the basket. I know he's not completely healthy. He had kind of re-aggravated that back injury that kept him out the first several games of the year. And, of course, Drew Marr not playing tonight. But Dowling's getting that bench play. You know, there's a lot to be said with that 9-player rotation that Coach as Clay Fielkin has done this year. He's run that rotation. And when you start getting injured starters, then those bench players, and your son, along with Nick Frericks, and we mentioned Nyanji, and Odie and Clark have really, you use that. It's not a shock to be in the rotation. Whereas with Norwalk, you get past their 7th and you go to your 8th and 9th, they have no experience. So something to think about.
When, you're a Dowling player, and you say this to all your kids, is that be ready for your opportunity. Can't really tell you when that opportunity is going to happen, but when your opportunity comes, take advantage of those. And if you're the Dowling bench, you see Drew Morrow's not playing, and you look around, okay, who's going to be our shooters? And sometimes you need to look in the mirror. That shooter is you. So you take advantage of those opportunities, and guys like Andrew Nyangi has definitely taken advantage of those opportunities. But as the Maroons look around and need scores, and you've really kept this game close enough that it is within grasp of you just being down 6, they got to look around and say, you know what, I have to be that guy to step up. I have to be that guy to take the ball to the basket. And there's several guys on this floor, both on the starting lineup and in the bench, who can be scorers for the Maroons.
Jimmy, we were talking a little bit about the boys sub-stage, which gets underway Monday. Dowling hosting Fort Dodge. Will be on the air 6:45 Monday night, and tip-off at 7 o'clock. The other side of Dowling sub-state, which is sub-state 2, Cedar Rapids Prairie at Iowa City West. The winner of that game will travel to Ankeny Centennial. The winner of Fort Dodge Dowling will travel to Cedar Falls. And your thoughts on that matchup?
If you're a Dowling staff and you see what your route is to the Wells Fargo Arena, and you play a Fort Dodge that's extremely beatable, so then you go at Cedar Falls, which Cedar Falls is a good team. They're a 9th seed in the ratings, it's a team that if you're playing well enough, you can beat a Cedar Falls. And then you look on the other side, you've played Ankeny Centennial twice. They're the number 1 team in your sub-state. You played them twice. You're 1-1 against them. And then potentially Iowa City West, who came to Dowling's gym a few weeks ago, and Dowling pulled off a win there. So you look at this, and if you get some breaks, you're in a nice spot in this sub-state that you got drawn into.
We'll go to sub-state 1, and that is where Norwalk is at. Norwalk is the number 6 seed, and they will host the winner a week from tonight, next Friday night at Norwalk. It'll be the winner of Monday's game between Sioux City North and Sioux City West. That's on the top bracket, as the Warriors are the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed is Sioux City East, who was at number 1 for much of the year, but they've dropped 2 games in about 2 weeks. So Sioux City East is the number 2 seed. They'll face the winner of Council Bluffs Jefferson and Johnston. So if Johnston wins that, which we expect, they would travel to Sioux City East. But what do you think about Norwalk's sub-state?
And Norwalk, how battle-tested are they? We talked about the schedule that they're playing. They're playing mostly a 3A schedule, but they have played some really good teams in 3A, Indianola being one of them, and Dallas Center Grimes. But Johnston is a battle-tested team. I like their chances going to Sioux City East, and then the Johnston-Norwalk team. The way Norwalk's playing, Norwalk is a very impressive team, and you can see them doing some good things here in the sub-state.
All right, Norwalk, as we're underway here in the second half, and they've got a backdoor cut by Reddick Bourne, and shot up and good, and Norwalk now lead back up to 8, 25-17 over Dowling, and Bourne now with 10 points. Interesting stat here in the first half. Norwalk yet to make a made 3 here in this contest. That was Reddick Metten. A shot in the lane, no good. Rebound comes out to the Warriors.
The thing is with Norwalk is that they look for good shots, high percentage shots, and only taking 3 3-pointers. They see that they can take the ball to the basket, which they have done against Dowling, and has been successful.
Yes, they have. They like to attack the glass, and you like seeing that. Now a fall-away jumper, no good by the Warriors. Rebound out to Dowling, as that was Carlson with the miss. Dowling with the ball. Here's Kleppe with it. Ryan go baseline against Cam Thomas. Can't do it. Gets it out to Colin Clark. Over to Metten. Now to Scheck for 3. It's off the rim, no good. And the rebound, Norwalk and Braden Carlson. Dowling started out cold. They were down, as you mentioned, Jimmy, 12-0 to start the contest. Maroons cut it to 4, and now the Warriors up leading by 8 as we're underway here in the third quarter. Now on the baseline, pull-up jumper, rolls around the rim, no good. Ball slapped around and rebounded by Dowling. 25-17 Norwalk. Dowling in the lane. Here's Scheck with a shot, no good. Ball slapped away and saved from going out of bounds by the Warriors. Good hustle that time by Cam Thomas. Now in transition, Brown for 3, and it's up and good, and that's their leading 3-point shooter. And just as I say that, Jack Brown hits his team-leading 43rd 3.
Well, you got out-hustled in that possession, the Maroons did. A loose ball that was every bit of Dowling's ball on their shot. They give it up, and then on the transition, they find a wide-open 3-point shot and hit it.
We'll take a 1-minute break. 6:07 to go, third quarter. And it's Norwalk 27, Dowling Catholic 17 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from businesses and organizations who share in the mission of connecting listeners to Christ while connecting you to their products and services they provide. To learn more and support the businesses and organizations who support the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, visit iowacatholicradio.com to view our business sponsors. If you'd like more information on how your business or organization can become a business sponsor, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150, 515-223-1150.
Yeah, we're back here at the Dowling gym after a Dowling timeout. The Maroons with the ball. Scheck for 3, and it's good. I don't know if that was a called set play, but the Maroons ran it to perfection, and Davis Scheck with his 6-point and his second 3. 27-20. Norwalk by 7. And now the Warriors throw the ball away as they try to get the ball in the corner, Jimmy.
Well, nice setup play for Davis Sheck, and in rhythm hits his three from the wing. But you look at Norwalk; they're picking up Joey Coppola once he crosses half court with Reddick Bourne, who's a very quick individual who's doing a great job guarding Joey Coppola, really suffocating any opportunity for him to get an open shot.
That last basket by Jack Brown was ruled a 2-point basket. And now Dowling gets the ball inside, and that's Reddick Metten shooting and scoring. That is his first basket of the night, and it's a 5-point Norwalk lead, 27-22. So the Warriors had a 14-point lead at one point in the first half, and now the lead down to 5. Here's Bourne with it, guarded by Coppola. Warriors work the ball on the perimeter. They work it inside, nearly thrown away. Warriors regroup. Now a long three by Harder is up and no good. Fight for the rebound, and Dowling comes away with it as Coppola stole away from the Warriors. And now stolen back by Jack Brown for Norwalk. They go down court, and Bourne with the layup. It's no good. Rebound Coppola. Norwalk fans wanted a goaltending as the ball hit the rim, and a corner three by Sheck up and good. Davis Sheck with his 9th point, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point Warrior lead, 27-25.
Great job by the Maroons, really not getting caught up in the crowd in the goaltending possibility. Maroons working the ball around to Sheck, and Sheck now hit 2 big threes.
All right, Norwalk with the ball, a long three up and no good. Ball slapped around. Metten with the rebound, hands it off to Joey Coppola. 4:15 to go. Dowling a chance to tie or take the lead. Pull-up jumper by Coppola. No good off the back iron. Joey struggling with that shot tonight. Rebound Norwalk.
He is getting a couple good looks and nice pick at the top of the key for Joey. And couldn't hit the free throw line shot. You can see a little bit of frustration in Joey right now. Just not the ball not going down for him.
Niangi set to check in on the next dead ball. And now the Warriors get it down low, and a shot by Carlson off the glass. Good. Braden Carlson with his 10th point. 29-25, Norwalk by 4. And now a turnover on Kleppe. They're going to rule him palming the ball?
No,
or over and back?
Over and back. Joey crossed the line, throws a lateral pass, to Kleppe, and didn't realize that he'd already crossed, midcourt. Over and back.
Metten will sit down. Checking in will be Andrew Niangi. So for Dowling, it's Sheck, Coppola, Kleppe, and now a steal by Coppola into the hands of Davis Sheck. Cameron Thomas had to turn over. Now Coppola for 3. It's short. Tough shooting for Joey. Rebound Norwalk. 29-25 Warriors. 3.5 to go. Third quarter. Now whistle and a blocking foul called on Davis Sheck. That'll be his third.
Oh, frustrating.
Or second.
Davis does everything he can to stay square, on his defender. And really touchy block call, especially that far away from the basket.
That'll be the first team foul of the second half. Here's Bourne down the lane. His pass is deflected by Cataldo into the hands of Cameron Thomas in the lane. And shot up and no good by Bourne as he got the ball back, and he is fouled. And let's see if it's a shooting foul or not. Foul is going to be on Colin Clark, and it'll be out of bounds to Norwalk. Clark with his second foul. Warriors inbound the ball. Here's Harder with it. Fall away jumper over Niangi. No good. Rebound Niangi. 29-25 Norwalk. We've been stuck on that score for a while. 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Here's Sheck with it. Little passing between Kleppe and Sheck. Now Kleppe backs in and he travels with the basketball. Substitution for Norwalk. We'll see Grady Sechrist in there, the 6-foot sophomore. Checking in and checking out will be Cameron Thomas.
It's just too many guys looking around, hoping that other people step up on the offensive side. We're just going to find all 5 guys moving with a purpose, and you're just finding 2 to 3 guys just standing around, just watching the offense move.
Now Kleppe on near steal as he was overplaying Harder. Norwalk keeps possession, 20 seconds on the shot clock, 2:35 to go in the game clock here in the third quarter. Norwalk 29, Dowling 25. Underneath is Reddick Bourne. His shot partially blocked by Niangi, and a rebound out to Dowling and Sheck. Good hustle by Niangi. He's had some key moments in this in this game, and now underneath a shot up and no good by Kleppe. And they're going to give him 2 shots. Fouls on Norwalk with 2:21 to go. They'll whistle a foul on Harder, and on Aiden Harder for Norwalk, his second foul, Jimmy.
Well, you see Andrew Niangi really making an impact on this game. And, when the Maroons need rebounding the most, Andrew Niangi's fighting tooth and nail to get those rebounds. And he's just making a tremendous impact right now in the game.
29-26. First free throw good by Ryan Kleppe. Second one rolls off the rim, no good, and a whistle and a foul on Neonji. Andrew's got to pick his time when he wants to crash the board. Yeah. And that'll be his first foul.
Or as the Maroons are playing, with turnovers and things like that. Things that are keeping them close to this game is playing defense and getting themselves rebounds, just keeping it to a 3-point game.
Here's Bourne underneath, can't get rid of the ball. He's double teamed. Now he gets it to his teammate, and a nice cut underneath and a basket good by Bryden Carlson. So Carlson with his 12th point. He had 8 points at halftime and has 4 here in the third quarter. 31-26, Norwalk by 5. Minute 45 to go, third quarter. Neonji now setting the screen for Sheck. Dribble handoff to Cataldo. Cataldo underneath to Neonji. Backing in. Back out to Cataldo as he relocates. Dante down the lane. In the corner to Kleppe for 3. It's in and out, no good. And a fight for the rebound, and Norwalk comes away with it. Here's Carlson with it. And a whistle at half court, and here still by Kleppe, but he fouled Carlson when he did it.
It's going to be foul number 3 on Kleppe.
And so Ryan Kleppe with his third foul, and Frerichs will replace him in the lineup. Nick, 5'10 junior. A nice game against Des Moines Lincoln Tuesday night. We went and watched the team, and as Frerichs now getting some playing time with Drew Morrow out with that ankle injury, at least not cleared tonight. He's hoping for Monday when the Maroons host Fort Dodge in the first round of the boys sub-state. Minute 15 to play, 31-26 Norwalk, and now whistle. We got traveling called on Sechrist. So a turnover against Norwalk, and they'll get Jack Odie in the lineup for Dowling.
Well, you look at both Neonji and Nick Frerichs, two guys who started at the beginning of the year, if you remember, with Joey Coppola out with an injury. Nick Frerichs was a starting point guard at that time. So Nick comes in, battle-tested, knowing the offense, and is a scorer, as you've seen.
Oh, yeah.
What he's done in the JV games since Joey came back.
All right, here is Dowling with the basketball. They're working on the perimeter. Minute to play. Long three by Odie. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Cataldo put back up and good. Dante Cataldo mixing it up with Riddick Bourne. Shoots and scores.
Dante attacking the basket, and that's what we talk about a lot at home is be impactful with your team, get the rebounds, and if you get an easy shot, take it, and that's what he did.
All right, here is Jack Brown with the basketball. His shot up and no good. He got around his defender, and now fight for the rebound, and Odie comes away with it. Bodies hit the floor. And now here is Davis Sheck with 30 seconds to play and 25 on the game on the shot clock. So a 5-second differential, and Dowling will try to hold and try to wind this clock down.
2-second differential, and so I think the Maroons can take it all the way down to the end and limit Norwalk from taking a shot.
Now here's Frerichs with it. Now back to Sheck. Davis now will take over the point. Davis lobs it inside to Neonji. 5 on the shot clock. Back out to Sheck for 3. Up and no good. Rebound Norwalk with 1 second left. Stolen at half court. And we've come to the end of the third quarter as the horn goes off. The score, Norwalk 31, Dowling Catholic 28. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute from the Dowling Catholic Gym in this boys non-conference game here at the Dowling Gym. Again, our third quarter score, Norwalk 31, Dowling 28 on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The Catholic Morning Show.
Deacon Randy Keel, you say that we desire change, but desire isn't enough.
Change is not easy. Change even stirs some level of anxiety inside of us. Part of our mind that has our defense mechanisms, it will talk us out of change. If we make the plan for our personal interior change after the decision, we will find the plan is able to be accomplished far more than if we make the plan first before the decision.
The Catholic Morning Show, weekdays at 7, only on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Matt Wilkham from Iowa Catholic Radio with another testimonial, this time from Whitney, who says, "When I started listening to Iowa Catholic Radio, I started hearing about all of the different resources. It was amazing, and it opened up the state and the community." For Whitney and so many others, Iowa Catholic Radio is truly a lifeline. Our on-air fundraiser starts February 27th, but you don't have to wait to give. Donate now at iowacatholicradio.com. Thank you.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym. Fourth quarter underway here in this boys non-conference game, Dowling and Norwalk. First meeting ever between the two schools in varsity boys basketball, at least that we know of. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, Norwalk with a 31-28 lead. Dowling with the ball first. Metten with a strong move. His shot off the glass too strong. Tipped by Frericks, no good. And now whistle and a foul called underneath. And they're going to whistle it on Norwalk's Cameron Thomas, and free throws coming for Metten.
Good strong move by Riddick, really getting some ahead of the steam coming from the wing, and good spin move. Got a little bit loose, but there for the offensive rebound and put back up and draws a foul.
And Metten's first free throw good. That is his third point of the night. Held to one field goal. Dowling 6 of 9 at the free throw line through 3 quarters. Norwalk 3 out of 5 at the line. And Jimmy, I know we got some statistics to pass along. The second free throw is good by Riddick Metten. He has 4 points.
Oh, so the Maroons in the third quarter go 4 of 13 from the field, 5 of 19 from 3, 26%, 20 total rebounds, 14 turnovers for Norwalk, 14 of 28 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, 17 total rebounds, and 10 turnovers for the Warriors.
Norwalk comes in averaging 8 turnovers a contest. Dowling 11.5 turnovers. And now Riddick Bourne attacks the glass, draws the foul. And let's see, he had his triple team, and the foul is on Cataldo. So Dante with his first foul. As we're underway here in the fourth quarter, Norwalk by 1, 31-30. Dowling has not had the lead in this contest. Joined us late. Dowling trailed by as many as 14 points in the first half. And the first free throw good by Bourne, who now has 11 points. Riddick Bourne, older brother playing for Northern Iowa, as the second free throw is good. Bourne now with 12 points, 33-30. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. And now bad pass by Scheck, stolen away by the Warriors. This is Harder with it with the steal. It's it out to Brown, back to Harder, top of the key. Dowling drops back to man. Here's Bourne on a cut underneath, and a shot off the glass good right over Jack Odie.
Working the lane well. The curl around the lane with the pick. Bourne finding himself open, but very impressive by Riddick Bourne, and his first quick step to the basket has been an issue for the Maroon defenders.
We'll keep it here. 30-second timeout called by Dowling. 35-30 is our score. Norwalk by 5 with 6:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, and Coach. The window's getting tight. The Maroons have had a pretty good run. They've come back. They haven't tied it yet, but they've been close. And this is a tremendous battle. Number 1 seed Norwalk in their sub-state. Dowling's a 3 seed in their sub-state. And what a battle it is. Norwalk won't play for another week, and Dowling plays Monday night. So, what's the Maroons got to do to close this out?
I think the Maroons have to really play tough defense underneath the three-point arc, do their best, because that's where Norwalk's really making their points successful, is attacking the basket, working those curl picks around the lane, getting wide open field goals as they've shot over 50% from the field, really expand this lead to 5. The Maroons are getting close, but every time they get close, Norwalk does a great job getting a high percentage shot and continuing this lead.
All right, Dowling with the basketball. 20 on the shot clock with 6:35 to go. Here's Colin Clark. Down the lane he goes, stops and shoots and misses it. Left it short, did Clark. A little ISO play for Colin, but he couldn't finish, and rebound out to Norwalk. And the Warriors now with the ball, leading by 5. Swinging around the perimeter. Carlson over in the corner goes to Bourne. Guarded by Clark. Riddick in the lane. His shot up and off the back iron. It falls through. Riddick Bourne. And that's the guy you got to figure is going to take over in the fourth quarter. No question about it. And he has 16 points right now. He had 8 at halftime and 8 here in the second half. Here's Capola for 3. It's no good. Rebound Bourne. Warriors get it across the timeline. Ball deflected by Harder. Now they get a shot in the lane. The Warriors can't convert. Rebound Dowling. Here's Metten with it. Riddick in transition, waiting for a cutter. Now gives it to Scheck. Davis with it. Top of the key to Riddick Metten. Leaves it for Kleppe. Now they swing it the right side to Clark. Metten in the lane, goes around his man. Layup good. He beat Braden Carlson to the basket. Riddick Metten.
Well, you look at the scoreboard. That's 6 points from Metten, and Nyangi's sitting on the bench with 9. So they've had 15, over half their total points coming from the paint. So Maroons are having some success attacking the basket with Metten and Nyangi.
All right, Norwalk with the basketball. Dowling back to their starting lineup on the floor right now. Warriors working the clock, 15 on the shot clock. They kick it to Cameron Thomas for 3. It's no good. And they're going to have Bourne whistle for the foul as he climbed the back of one of the Dowling defenders.
It was Colin Clark, so great job by Colin, really working his body, keeping a good contact on Bourne, and continued the block out and drew the over the back.
Under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 37-32, Norwalk by 5. And the Maroons now will bring it up. Colin Clark, Joey Coppola, Ryan Kleppe, Riddick Metten, and Davis Scheck, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. There's Metten, top of the key, right elbow. Spins in the lane, has the ball slapped out of his hands by Bourne. Corner 3 by Coppola, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it'll be Dowling basketball. For Norwalk, Jack Brown is out there along with Riddick Bourne, Braden Carlson, Cameron Thomas, and Aiden Harder. So both teams back to their starters. And now a catch and shoot by Scheck. It's no good. A corner 3 from the left corner, and a rebound out to Norwalk.
A big possession for the Maroons, down 5, and had 2 decent looks. And both of them coming empty, but Joey just finding some tough times getting that ball to go down. Feels like there's a lid on that basket for him.
Here is Bourne with it, guarded by Clark. 15 on the shot clock. Bourne in the lane and puts up an off-balance shot. No good. Ball slapped around into the hands of Dowling and Ryan Kleppe.
Good defense by Colin Clark on Bourne, using his body, forcing Reddick into a tough shot. And the Maroons come up with the defensive rebound.
And there's Clark with it. Under 4 minutes to play. Dowling down 5. And now a steal by Bourne. Clark got caught up, and Bourne all the way down. Layup good as he went right around Kleppe. Riddick Bourne. And he's got 18 points to lead all scorers tonight. And it's 39-32. Warriors by 7. Here's Metten with it to Davis Scheck. Coppola fakes the 3, dribbles on it against Bourne. Now it's to Kleppe for 3, up and off the back iron, no good. Dowling going cold from the field. Ball slapped around, and we're going to give it to who, says William Dotson.
Yeah,
Dowling basketball.
It's a shot that the Maroons takes. Kleppe takes, and 4 guys are going back down towards the defensive end. Nobody really working into the boards, crashing the boards, and that's where the Maroons need to get tough, is crashing the offensive boards to see if you can get points on putbacks.
All right, here's Metten. Riddick tries to turn, slips on the floor, regains his balance underneath to Clark. Layup good. Metten with the assist instead of the score. How about that?
Well, he kept his dribble. Riddick falls down, keeps his dribble, so it's not a travel as he gets back up, continue his dribble, but found the backdoor spot where Colin was sitting, and Colin converts.
39-34, Norwalk by 5. 3 minutes to play. Fourth quarter here at the Dowling Gym. Boys basketball, final regular season game for both these teams, Dowling and Norwalk. Matter of fact, this might be the final night. Nobody's playing tomorrow as far as the boys. Girls take over their regional play tomorrow night. We'll be back at the Dowling Gym. Dowling and Sioux City West tomorrow night. Here's Bourne for 3. Left corner, no good. Metten with the rebound. And now Coppola will dribble up. He's trying to cut it to a one-possession game underneath Metten. He has the ball stolen away.
Another turnover for the Maroons.
Harder with the steal, and he leads the team in steals. Underneath, and a shot up, and no good. Blocked. Bodies hit the floor. And hopefully everybody will get up. Slow but sure. Fouls on Dowling, and free throws coming for Norwalk as Clark picks up his 3rd foul for Dowling.
As Thomas gets the ball down on the transition, his pump fake really drew 3 Maroons. So any one of those 3 Maroons could have had the foul, because I think they all got a piece of him as he put the ball back up.
Thomas, the 6'1 sophomore, the lefty, hits the first free throw. He has 5 points tonight, make it 6 with that made free throw. Second one on the way, up, good. 61% free throw shooter, hits them both. He's got 7 points, and we got a timeout on the floor with 2:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Norwalk 41, Dowling 34 on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Fridays at 9 a.m., Making It Personal on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Al Cresta from Cresta in the Afternoon, and thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Dowling with 2 timeouts remaining. Norwalk with 3. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go, fourth quarter. 41-34. Norwalk by 7. Dowling with the basketball. There's the 16 fouls. Norwalk with 3. And now Scheck nearly has the ball stolen away. And it is stolen away. Carlson with the steal. He took it away from Metten. And a shot up and no good. And we're going to call traveling on Norwalk as he took the extra step to the basket. Did Carlson?
I think Carlson was expecting the foul and lost kind of where he was at and took one extra step on the. If he takes 2 steps, he's getting fouled. But good call by the officials.
All right, Joey Coppola held scoreless tonight thus far by Norwalk, and now Metten for 3. It's no good. And the rebound, Carlson. Minute 45 to go. Dowling trails by 7. And Norwalk in no hurry. They're going to utilize that shot clock unless Dowling is going to foul him. Here is Brown with it, guarded by Scheck. Now they hand it off to Carlson. Or check that, handed off to Harder. Now back to Bourne. Reddick with it. Guarded by Clark. 7 on the shot clock. They work it inside. They dump it inside. Thomas fakes a 3, shoots a 3, and it's partially blocked, I think. And nope, out to Dowling. He just pump faked in the middle of his shot, and good defense by the Maroons, but they utilized, Norwalk did, the whole shot clock.
Yeah, you really, you're in a quandary there. Do you foul and get them on the line, or you play through the shot clock? And Maroons decided to play through the shot clock, good defense, and allowed Norwalk to come up with an empty possession.
Here's Coppola for 3. It's no good. Joey's 0 for the night. Having a tough night shooting. Rebound, Norwalk. Get it to Jack Brown at half court. Brown gets it across the timeline to Thomas. To Harder. Back to Carlson. And now Harder gets the ball back, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. 1-and-1 now for Norwalk. And Kleppe picks up his 4th foul.
The Maroons were just right in striking distance throughout this entire second half. They just could not break through, and now we're going to be forced to foul, and comes down to free throws for Norwalk.
This free throw up and good by Aiden Harder. That is his 3rd point of the night. 1 field goal back in the first half. The officials now huddling up. 47 seconds remaining. 42-34. Norwalk by 8. And all 3 of our crew here, William Dotson is our lead official, along with Brian Connor and Chris Lynch. Talking about?
I think they're talking about, do they have the right person at the free throw line right now?
So there's no replay in high school, so it comes down to memory.
I think they're calling a technical foul on Reddick Metten
for not quite sure what for. We'll have to get a. So now they're going to shoot a technical, apparently, by Harder, and the free throw's good.
I think that was the second shot of the 1-on-1.
Okay, and now they're going to bring him. They're going to bring him back to the line.
That's bizarre. They've already.
Now it's a 1-on-1. Okay,
okay.
That was.
Usually the technical foul trumps that, where they also get the ball out of bounds.
The front end of a 1-on-1 is good now, as they did signal that. So Aiden Harder at the free throw line. He shot the first 2 free throws were the technical against Metten. And if that's the case, Metten has his first foul. Second free throw, no good. Rebound Dowling, 44-34. Norwalk by 10. 40 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Here's Coppola with it. Joey in the corner. And a reach-in foul on Bourne. So Reddick will pick up his second foul. Norwalk has fouls to give. That's just the 14th foul on Norwalk. They can do that 3 more times.
I think that was the plan, is work them through their offensive set, and just before any type of shot, get the foul and make Dowling work for another shot.
Here's Davis Scheck for three. It's no good. Skirts the rim. Rebound out to Harder, and Norwalk with it. Here's Bourne with it with 30 seconds to play. Shot clock turned off. And the Warriors now will dribble inside. Bourne with the left-handed layup. Good, and that'll do it. Reddick Bourne with 20 points. And 46-34 is our score. Scheck for three. It's no good. Norwalk with the rebound by Cameron Thomas. And they will hold the ball. So congratulations to the Norwalk Warriors. They come away with a 46-34 victory over Dowling Catholic as both teams now move into the sub-states. Norwalk Warriors improve their record to 18 wins, 3 losses on the season, ranked 6th in Class 4A. Dowling falls to 9-12. And the Maroons will open up sub-state play Monday night against Fort Dodge here at the Dowling Gym. We'll have that game Monday night here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Jimmy, as I think about this, we're here at the Dowling Gym 4 of the next 5 nights. Tonight, tomorrow with the girls, Monday with the Dowling boys, and then Tuesday with the Dowling girls, maybe a state tournament burst. So we'll get to know this gym real well, as if you don't already.
Yeah, but and that closes the book on the season for the Maroons, for the boys and the girls as well. So you really just kind of pick up the pieces, kind of figure out what you do well and what doesn't work so well, and you try to put things together and scout your teams as well as you can, your opponents, and start making a run. And hopefully your destination becomes the Wells Fargo Arena. But the Maroons, you come away from this game and you just kind of feel like, have the Maroons really, established an identity. What type of team are they? They didn't hit any shots from the outside or very few, and that's what they've struggled with over the last several games. And, they had success taking the ball to the basket and defending. They do well at times, and then things fall apart for them the other. I thought rebounding, the Maroons do a great job, but you really find, okay, what is our identity and what do we do well? And I think at this point you really struggle to find out really who you are. I think, not having Drew Morrow tonight really impedes what the Maroons like to do as a lot of the scoring fell on the shoulders of Davis Scheck, Joey Coppola, and others. And those two kids just struggled tonight. So you pick up the pieces, you figure out, what you do well. You go one game at a time. You got Fort Dodge on the horizon. You do everything you can to get away with a 1-point win, and that's all you need right now are 1-point wins. But you look towards Fort Dodge, you go one game at a time, and see what happens thereafter.
All right, final score once again in the boys' contest. It was Norwalk 46, Dowling Catholic 34. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer. We'll come back with a post-game show as we'll do a quick wrap-up on this Friday night for boys non-conference basketball. And we'll return with the post-game show from the Dowling Gym here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Mondays at 9 a.m., Man Up with Joe Stopulos on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Sharon Gleig from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym post-game show following tonight's boys contest. And it was boys high school basketball final regular season game in Norwalk, defeating Dowling by the score of 46-34. Warriors got out to a 12-0 start, and Dowling tried but could not catch up. And Maroons tonight playing without Drew Morrow, their leading scorer, who's missed his second straight game with an ankle injury. He's hopefully will be back Monday against Fort Dodge in the first round of the sub-states. And Joey Coppola held scoreless tonight. He was second leading scorer, and he was held scoreless. So, Jimmy, you want me to do the scoring first? You want to do
Go for it. You got it.
Let's take a look at the scoring in tonight's contest. First of all, for the visitors from Norwalk and head coach Aaron Peltzer. Congratulations to him as Warriors now have won 14 in a row going into the postseason. They'll have a week off, and they'll face the winner of the Sioux City North and Sioux City West game on Monday night. That'll be at Norwalk a week from tonight, next Friday. Warriors were led by Reddick Bourne, the 6'3 junior with 20 points leading the way for the Norwalk Warriors. Braden Carlson, the 6'4 senior, had 12 points tonight. 7 points for Cameron Thomas. 5 points for Aiden Harder. As rounding out scoring for the Warriors, their others, Jack Brown with 2 points. Off the bench, Grady Sechrist and Ian Fisher did not score, as the Warriors went 10 of 13 from the free throw line. For Dowling Catholic, nobody in double figures. Maroons were led by Andrew Nyanji off the bench with 9 points and Davis Sheck with 9 points. That was followed by Riddick Metten with 8 points, 4 points for Ryan Kleppe, and then 2 points each for Jack Odie and for Dante Cataldo. Joey Coppola did not score. Colin Clark, another starter, did not score, as the Maroons went 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Jimmy, you got to look at some of the statistics.
Just a poor shooting night, for the Maroons all around. Just made 6 field goals, 6 of 18 from the field, 33%. Shot 27 three-pointers, made 5 of them, 18%. 24 total rebounds for the Maroons, and 18 turnovers. 11 of those turnovers coming in the first half. For Norwalk, they know what type of team they are, and they excelled at it. They went 18 of 34 from the field, 52%. Didn't make any threes, go 0 for 8 from the three-point arc, 24 total rebounds, and 11 turnovers. So, I talk about identity, and it's knowing what you do well, and I think you see from Norwalk, they're an aggressive team attacking the basket, and they're rewarded by it. Going 18 of 34, shooting 52% from underneath the three-point arc, and the Maroons just getting 6 of 18. But you look at it, 27 total threes by the Maroons, making just 5. I think Joey Coppola has a tough night. I think he puts a lot on his shoulders when he sees Drew Morrow on the bench with an injury, and just Joey just couldn't get the lid off the basket. But I thought the Maroons did a great job rebounding in the second half. The turnovers come and bite them, and just right at that mark where they get the lead under or at 5 or just under 5, and just couldn't get any closer. But you give a lot of credit to Norwalk, attacking the basket, converting on their dribble drives. They have great set plays for Reddick Bourne, who I thought was a very impressive young man. We've seen a lot of really good basketball players here in Central Iowa, and Reddick Bourne is every bit of that. I thought his first step was really quick and really tough on the Maroon defenders.
Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo here on the postgame show following Norwalk's win over Dowling, 46-34, final non-conference game and regular season game for both teams. They move on to sub-states next week. And, Jimmy, I'm looking through both teams' scores. This is their 21st game. This is the lowest scoring for Dowling and for Norwalk all season. 46 points Norwalk puts up tonight. Dowling with only 34 points. So all that said about, scoring, I know Joey Coppola held scoreless. Was the reason for that? Pretty good defense, I think, by both teams. I know that it seemed like there was a lid on the basket sometimes for both teams, but pretty good defense. And when you hold Joey Coppola scoreless, that says a lot about who Norwalk had on him. I think Reddick Bourne had a lot to do with that, as they probably, knowing Coach Peltzer, he probably rotated a few others on Joey.
Well, we mentioned it earlier in the contest, is they were finding Joey Coppola once he crossed half court, and you face guard a kid, and when you don't run great set plays to find a kid open. A couple times Joey did get open and just didn't knock it down, but Joey had to work really hard to get the ball and get into a position where he can shoot. But give a lot of credit to Norwalk's defense, Reddick Bourne. But good stat, interesting stat that both teams hit their lowest output for the seasons. But again, good credit to defense, but also some empty possessions as the Maroons 18 total turnovers when they're averaging 11 on the year, and Norwalk on their turnovers they're averaging just over 8, and they get 11 turnovers. So high end on the turnovers, empty possessions, but great job. The only thing I would say the Maroons I thought did well is rebounded the ball, especially in the second half.
All right, let's take a look at the scores by quarters tonight. Norwalk jumped out to a 12-2 lead at the end of the first quarter. Actually, Norwalk led 12-0 to start the game, and Dowling scored in the final minute of the first quarter. It was 12-2 Norwalk at the end of the first quarter, and Dowling outscored Norwalk 15-11 in the second quarter. The Maroons cut it to 6. It was 23-17 Norwalk at halftime over Dowling. In the third quarter, Dowling outscoring Norwalk 11-8. The Maroons cut it to 3, 31-28 Norwalk going into the fourth quarter. And Norwalk outscoring Dowling 15-6 in the fourth quarter to win it 46-34. Again, Dowling's record drops to 9-12. They'll start sub-state play against Fort Dodge Monday night. We'll have that game on Iowa Catholic Radio right here at the Dowling Gym, 6:45 pregame, tip-off at 7 o'clock. Mr. Cataldo, I hope you can join me, or do I got to go to the bullpen?
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
This drive to Cedar Falls, I think
the winner.
If we get through Fort Dodge and one game at a time, but I'm thinking ahead, maybe tax write-offs. That's a good drive, and I'm thinking,
of course you are.
I'll take that, but. As you enter the postseason, and I've been through, a lot of these postseasons, being part of the staff here at Dowling, and you always get these kids to focus on one game at a time, and you don't have to win pretty. You just got to win.
That's right.
So as you look at the tape and you figure out how to break down each team, and you start with Fort Dodge, and how can you win by 1 point? And it doesn't have to be pretty, but that's what you get the kids to focus on. That's what they got to buy into. And I think as the Maroons make this run to the playoffs, I think they got to do a great job of coming together as a team, finding a better identity than what they showed tonight, and really work on some of their strengths, and taking the ball to the basket. And Yangi had nine first half points and doesn't score in the second half, and he kind of just went away. And good night for Andrew, and just didn't find a way in the second half, but picked up by Metten with 8. Joey Coppola is not going to have many nights like this in his career. So as frustrating as it is for Joey tonight, Joey, I'm sure, is going to pick up from there. And the advent of Drew Morrow, I think Drew, if this was a playoff game and you had to play, Drew Morrow is probably playing in this game. But seeing that this game really doesn't mean a whole lot in the scheme of things, Drew Morrow gets back in the lineup, and I think that brings a little bit more offense than what the Maroons showed tonight.
All right, let's take a look at our broadcast schedule. We started tonight. We'll be at the Dowling Gym 4 of the next 5 nights, possibly, because the Dowling girls, if they win tomorrow, they're back here on Tuesday. So tomorrow night we'll have Dowling and Sioux City West girls Class 5A regional action, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off. Scott Babinett will join me from the Dowling Gym. I wonder if I can get away with leaving the equipment out, because they're not going to put these bleachers back unless you have early morning calisthenics here with your group, Coach Cataldo. All right. And then on Monday, it'll be Dowling and Fort Dodge boys sub-state first-round action. And we'll be here, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off, Dowling hosting Fort Dodge. And then on Tuesday, if the Dowling girls win tonight or tomorrow night, they will be here Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. And the Dowling girls will be either hosting Roosevelt or Iowa City West in a girls regional final. And that will be to punch a ticket to the state tournament. So you got all that?
Well, if I'm adding this up, I think this is the most you've probably worked in a better part of 5 years. So this is an incredible strain on you. And we do have a fitness center just over here. If you want to kind of work on your calisthenics, you're stretching out, and you want to go and look in the mirror and start practicing and role-playing some of your calls.
You're a funny guy.
I got access to some of these places that
sure.
I don't think the question is, can you work this hard over the next 5 days?
Let me tell you something. About 5 years ago, as one of your brother-in-laws over there giving you the face, we had a girls' game at Wells Fargo Arena. Dowling girls playing the state tournament. They won, and we had a boys' game that night. We got done about 4, and I got to Waukee by 6 o'clock.
Was that
worked it out?
Wait, but was that the game where you lost your voice and just kind of went? And then Mike Swain picked up everything.
That was in Council Bluffs, and that was a month before COVID hit. I lost my voice. That's all it was. And Mike Swain. Now I look back on this now. Swain was the only guy that could do that. I look at you and Babinett and Devaney. It's like, and I look at Chido over there, Mr. Maindring in football, and Johnny Chido. Could you guys pick it up if my voice were happen to go? And I'm thinking, thank goodness for Mike Swain.
Oh, no doubt about it. I give credit where credit's due, and I all day long. And I tell you this, make sure you take a lot of lozenges. And if you go silent, I think the whole broadcast goes silent, because I don't think I can do what you do.
What we would do is we would plug this mic into Denny O'Grady, and then our listeners would be able to hear Denny, and so would the PA people. That's the best I can think of if that happens.
If that happened, then I think maybe I'd have to take one for the team, because I think I could do a little bit better than Denny. But
I would be your board op. I'd just help you. I'd just flash stuff at you and read this, read that, and you'll be fine.
What you guys said, how you keep things calibrated throughout, it's definitely an art. And I mean, this has to be your. I mean, how old are you? You're 50, 60 years old? And
60 last year, yeah.
And you've been doing this since you were probably 16, so.
I did it in college. Mr. Hayes, John Hayes, the late Catholic Rick, back in 81, he says, hey, we have one of our football guys is leaving. Are you interested? And he knew, because I took the class here. We had radio, TV, and all that media class here. Sister Myra, God bless her. She was part of the Catholic Mirror staff. She taught here. And she says, hey, and that's how I found out the backstory.
If we could
and they called me, and I said, yes. That's the thing. I said, okay. And here we are 41 years later.
Oh, my goodness. If we could go back and get that first broadcast, I bet you it is so start-stop that you probably lost half the listenership. But who was the person who did it before you?
Bob Updegraff, the golf family, Updegraffs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he had a brother that was a doctor, and he had a brother that was in the golf business, a family business. But Bob started it, and then he says, I'm done. He did it for 6 years, started Dowling football, and went into basketball, and he says, that was enough.
My goodness.
Yeah, so hats off to Bob Updegraff, who just passed away here in the last couple of years. But you would persevere. I would try to help you if I happen to lose my voice, but I don't.
Well, let's not make sure we don't get to that point. No. Okay, so these next 4 or 5 days.
Now, I know a guy that's laughing right now because I heard about this, and that is Fred Tiernan, the director of operations for the Dowling football team, and many things he does behind the scenes. I guess he heard one of our conversations. So, Fred, that one was for you, and you probably remember some of that. And the reel-to-reel stuff that we used to use in the media center back in the 1970s and 80s no longer exists, and there's no tape. There's no tape. No tape at all.
Well, Fred would have been a great halftime guest.
He's at home.
Just to get his perspective. So if we could catch him over the next couple of days. When he's doing junior high lifting. I mean, Fred has so many hats he wears here.
In rural Grimes or rural Polk City, whatever that is out there by the edge of the golf course on I-141.
His land is a gold mine.
I know.
So he's not walking around,
But we're going to hear about this. So anyway, Jimmy, we'll talk to you Monday night. I have Babinat sitting in with me tomorrow, Coach Babinat. So looking forward to that. And thanks for all you do. And by God, 21 games in. Can you believe that's the regular season's over, and now we're into the postseason. So
good luck to the girls, obviously, as they start tomorrow, and obviously the boys as they go on Monday. But as we talked, it's just got to win by one. Don't win pretty, just got to win. And so it's going to be good luck to both teams and both programs as they make a run, hopefully to Wells Fargo.
All right, Jimmy. We'll talk to you on Monday night. And that'll wrap up our broadcast here at the Dowling Gym. I want to thank everybody involved with our broadcast, including Athletic Director Tom Wilson, his assistant, Jared Herring. Appreciate all he does. He was running the fort here tonight as Coach Wilson was down at Wells Fargo Arena with the wrestling team, Colleen Webb, and everybody behind the scenes for Iowa Catholic Radio. And that includes our studio producer, Jennifer Phelps, and, of course, Jimmy Olson back at Iowa Catholic Radio. I'd also like to thank Norwalk head boys basketball coach Aaron Peltzer, Athletic Director Josh Toby, and Katie Flatness in the athletic office of Norwalk High. Appreciate their work. And, of course, our thanks to Clay Thielkin, the Dowling boys coach. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, Saturday night, February 18th, Class 5A regional semifinal. Sioux City West, the Wolverines come down to Des Moines, and they take on fourth-ranked Dowling girls. Pregame 6:45. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Join Scott Babinett and me for the broadcast tomorrow night here on most of these Iowa Catholic Radio Network stations. Well, for my broadcast partner tonight, Jimmy Cataldo, this is Mark Amadale giving you the final score for the final time. It was Norwalk, the number one seed in their sub-state, defeating Dowling Catholic 46-34. Warriors now have won their 14th straight game, and they bring a record of 18-3 into the postseason, as the Warriors will face either Sioux City North or Sioux City West next Friday in a sub-state semifinal at the Norwalk Gym. For Dowling Catholic, the record falls to 9-12, and they'll meet Fort Dodge this Monday night here at the Dowling Gym. We'll have that call also here on Iowa Catholic Radio. So congratulations to the Norwalk Warriors tonight. For Jimmy Cataldo, this is Mark Amadale. For our studio producer, Jennifer Phelps, and for all of us here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, from the Dowling Gym, have a safe and blessed faith-filled weekend.
Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.